Something absolutely insane is happening at McDonald's right now, and nobody is talking about it. The place doesn't feel like it used to anymore. People are turning their backs, and the reason? It is so shocking, so completely bonkers that it sounds like a conspiracy theory. Except it is not. It is real. It is happening, and it is worse than anyone imagined. Picture this. You walk into a McDonald's. The smell hits you. That familiar scent of fried food and salt. Your mouth waters. But wait, do you know what you're really putting into your body? Have you noticed something strange happening lately? McDonald's parking lots are not as full as they used to be. The lines are getting shorter, people are walking away. But why? What is happening to the biggest fast food chain in the world? The golden arches that once symbolized quick and cheap meals are now losing millions of customers. And the reason? It will shock you to the core. In 2024 and 2025, McDonald's reported its worst sales drop since the pandemic. Customer visits fell by nearly double digits. That means for every 10 people who used to eat there, almost 2 of them stopped coming. This is not just about money. This is about your health, your family's health, and what you need to know right now before you take another bite. Today we are going to explore the real reasons why people are running away from McDonald's. We will talk about the chemicals hidden in your food, the health risks that nobody wants to tell you about, the price increases are making families choose between fast food and cooking at home, and most importantly, what you can do about it. Stay with us because by the end of this video, you will never look at fast food the same way again. The price shock in McDonald's. Why your wallet is crying. Remember when McDonald's was cheap? When you could feed your family for under $20? Those days are gone, and people have had enough. Between 2019 and 2024, McDonald's prices went up by 40%. 40%. A simple meal that used to cost $5 now costs $7 or $8. A Big Mac meal can cost as much as a sit-down restaurant meal. Think about that. You are paying restaurant prices for fast food. Does that make sense to you? Families and people with lower incomes are dropping out of the market entirely, choosing to eat at home and find other ways to save money. In the first 3 months of 2025, visits from low-income consumers to fast food restaurants dropped by nearly double digits compared to 2024, and middle-income consumers fell nearly as much as. Why are prices so high? McDonald's says it is because their costs went up. Food costs, worker wages. But here is what they do not tell you. While you are paying more, the quality stays the same, or worse. You are not getting better ingredients. You are not getting bigger portions. You are just paying more for the same processed food. And people are waking up. They are realizing something important. For the same price as a McDonald's meal, they can buy fresh ingredients at the grocery store and make 3 or 4 meals at home. Healthier meals, meals without chemicals and preservatives, meals they can trust. This is why McDonald's US comparable sales decreased by 3.6% from the previous year, the largest drop since the second quarter of 2020 during the height of the pandemic. People are voting with their wallets, and they are saying no thank you to overpriced fast food. The chemical nightmare in your food packaging. Now here is where things get really scary. Are you ready for this? The packaging that wraps your burger, the bag that holds your fries, the container for your McNuggets. They were all treated with toxic chemicals, chemicals that can make you sick, chemicals that never break down in the environment. They call them forever chemicals. And they were all over your food. These chemicals called PFS were used in food packaging to make it grease resistant, and they have been linked to high cholesterol, kidney and liver problems, low birth weight, and cancer. Recent research has also found a potential link between PFS exposure and more severe COVID symptoms, as well as reduced vaccine effectiveness. Think about this. Every time you ate a Big Mac, these chemicals were leaching from the packaging into your food. Then you ate them. They got into your bloodstream, into your organs, and because they never break down, they stay in your body forever. Scientists found these chemicals in the blood of almost every American they tested. Do you have children? Some studies show PFAS exposure may affect growth, learning, and behavior of infants and older children, in addition to other health effects. Your kids were eating these chemicals every time they had a Happy Meal. Every birthday party at McDonald's, every quick stop after soccer practice. Testing of over 100 food packaging products from fast food chains found PFAS in multiple types of packaging from every retailer, including chains that promote healthier food. At McDonald's specifically, the highest levels of chemicals were discovered in the bags for fries, cookies, and chicken McNuggets and the Big Mac container. After public pressure and lawsuits, McDonald's finally promised to remove these chemicals by 2025. But here is the question you need to ask. How long were they using them? How much damage was already done? And can you really trust that they removed all of them? The toxic ingredients inside your favorite foods. But it is not just the packaging. The food itself contains ingredients that sound like they belong in a chemistry lab, not in your stomach. Let me tell you about some of them, and I promise this will make you think twice before ordering. Acrylamide is found in fried potatoes, and acrylamide levels are particularly high in McDonald's fries. What is acrylamide? Scientists have known for years that acrylamide is capable of causing nerve damage in humans, including muscle weakness and impaired muscle coordination. The chemical compound can be found on California's Proposition 65 list of chemicals known to cause cancer or reproductive toxicity, and the National Toxicology Program lists acrylamide as reasonably anticipated to be a human carcinogen. Then there is dimethylpolysiloxane. Can you even pronounce that? This chemical is added to the oil used to cook McNuggets and fries. Dimethylpolysiloxane can also be found in cosmetics, hair conditioners, silly putty, and even in breast implants. Yes, you read that right. The same chemical used in breast implants is in your fries. McDonald's also uses TBHQ, a petroleum-based chemical preservative that can be found in cosmetic products such as eyeshadows. Petroleum-based, that means it comes from oil. The same oil that powers your car is in your chicken nuggets. And let us not forget about azodicarbonamide. McDonald's uses this chemical in their buns as a dough conditioner, and it is also a foaming agent for plastics and rubbers. In the UK, you cannot find this chemical in McDonald's buns because it is banned there. It is also banned in most European countries and in Australia. In Singapore, using azodicarbonamide can result in a 15-year prison sentence and a fine of $450,000. So why is it okay for Americans to eat it? Are American bodies different? Are American children less important? These are questions McDonald's does not want you to ask. The E. coli outbreak that made headlines. In late 2024, something terrible happened. At least 104 people contracted E. coli from eating McDonald's Quarter Pounders, and 1 person died. Of the 98 people with information available, 34 were hospitalized, and 4 people developed hemolytic uremic syndrome, a serious condition that can cause kidney failure. Can you imagine? You go to McDonald's for a quick lunch, you order a Quarter Pounder, and a few days later you are in the hospital fighting for your life. This actually happened to over 100 people across 14 states. The contamination came from fresh slivered onions served on Quarter Pounders. But here is what makes people angry. How did contaminated onions get into so many restaurants? Where was the quality control? Where was the food safety? The outbreak was so damaging that McDonald's spent $100 million on marketing efforts during the quarter to try to bring customers back. Think about that. $100 million spent trying to convince you it is safe to eat there again. That is how bad it was. The outbreak was declared over in December 2024, but the damage to McDonald's reputation was done. People started asking questions. If they cannot keep E. coli out of their food, what else are they missing? What other corners are they cutting? What other risks are they taking with our health? 5. The obesity and diabetes crisis. Let me ask you something. Have you noticed how many people around you are overweight? How many children are struggling with their weight? This is not an accident, and fast food plays a huge role in this crisis. Regular consumption of fast foods at least 1 to 3 times per week was associated with a 20 to 129% elevated risk of general and abdominal obesity. Let that sink in. Eating fast food just 2 or 3 times a week can more than double your risk of becoming obese. Increased risk of type 2 diabetes in subjects with higher consumption of fast foods was reported as 27 to 68% higher, and metabolic syndrome risk increased by 85 to 150%. This means that regular fast food eaters have up to double the risk of developing diabetes. Between 2015 and 2018, over 1/3 of children and adolescents ate fast food on any given day. Our children are being poisoned slowly, one meal at a time. And during 2021 to 2023, the percentage of calories consumed from fast food increased with increasing weight status, with adults with obesity consuming 13.7% of their calories from fast food. According to the National Institutes of Health, those who eat fast food more than twice a week have a 2-fold increase in insulin resistance, causing abnormal amounts of sugar to circulate in the bloodstream and increasing chances of heart disease and diabetes. Fast food is designed to be addictive. The salt, the sugar, the fat, all carefully balanced to make you want more. The combination of fat, sugar, and lots of sodium can make fast food tastier to some people, but diets high in sodium can lead to water retention and elevated blood pressure. Your body was not designed to process this much processed food. Your children's bodies were not designed for this. And now we are seeing the results. Children with diabetes, teenagers with heart problems, adults dying young from diseases that were once rare, mental health effects you never knew about. But it is not just your physical health at risk. Fast food affects your brain too, your mood, your mental health. And this is something most people never talk about. A 2020 study found that consuming fast foods with sugary drinks increased the chance of mental health issues in middle school students. Research from 2018 also suggested that eating a Western diet high in red meat, takeout, and refined foods was linked to higher body mass index and inflammation in 14-year-old participants, which was then associated with depressive symptoms and mental health issues when they were 17 years old. Think about teenagers today: depression, anxiety, mood swings. We blame social media. We blame stress. But what if part of the problem is what they are eating? What if the food they eat 3 or 4 times a week is actually changing their brain chemistry? Diets high in unhealthy fats, sugars, and processed foods have been associated with an increased risk of depression and anxiety, and can lead to mood swings, fatigue, and decreased cognitive function. The lack of essential nutrients like omega-3 fatty acids, which are important for brain health, can make mental health issues worse. You might feel good for a few minutes after eating a Big Mac. That is the salt and sugar hitting your brain. But a few hours later, you feel sluggish, tired, maybe even sad or anxious. This is not in your head. This is your body reacting to food that it was never meant to process. 7. What McDonald's does not want you to know. McDonald's spends billions on advertising. They show happy families, smiling children, fun toys, clean restaurants. But what they do not show you is what happens behind the scenes. McDonald's spends $1.4 billion a year on advertising, while the FDA spends only $2 million to educate consumers on the damaging health effects of fast food. As a result, children see 10,000 fast food advertisements per year. They target children on purpose. Happy Meals, toys, playgrounds, cartoon characters. Why? Because they know if they can get your children hooked young, those children will eat there for life. They will grow up associating McDonald's with happiness, with treats, with rewards. But here is what they will not tell you in those commercials. They will not tell you about the chemicals, the health risks, the addictive ingredients designed to make you come back. They will not show you the hospital bills from diabetes, the heart attacks. The children are struggling with obesity. McDonald's refuses to admit that fast food is directly linked to obesity, even though the science is clear, even though study after study proves the connection. Why? Because admitting it would hurt their business. It would mean taking responsibility, and that is something they will never do. The economic pressure driving customers away. But even people who do not care about health are leaving McDonald's. Why? Money. Simple as that. Economic uncertainty and tariff-related issues have dampened consumer sentiment more than expected, with the economy shrinking 0.3% in the first quarter of 2025 and consumer confidence plunging. People are scared. They are worried about their jobs, their bills, their future. And when people get scared about money, the first thing they cut is eating out, especially expensive eating out. And McDonald's is no longer cheap. McDonald's appears to be losing customers to rivals like Burger King and Domino's, as inflation-weary consumers cut back on dining and focus more on value offers. Traffic in the quick service sector from low-income consumers was down nearly double digits compared with a year ago, and this challenge has now spread to middle-income consumers who had previously been spending. Even people who have money are choosing not to spend it at McDonald's. For the same money as a fast food dinner at McDonald's, some grocery prices are declining, making eating at home much more attractive. People are doing the math. They are realizing they can cook healthier food at home for less money. And once they start cooking at home, they realize how much better they feel. McDonald's tried to fight back with value meals, $5 deals, dollar menus. But even the dollar menu no longer has items that cost $1. The trust is broken, people feel lied to, deceived, and they are not coming back. Healthier alternatives taking over. So where are people going instead? What are the alternatives? Good news, there are many. First, cooking at home. This is the healthiest and cheapest option. Fresh vegetables, lean proteins, whole grains. You control what goes into your food. No chemicals, no preservatives, just real food that nourishes your body. But what if you're too busy to cook? What if you still need fast food sometimes? There are better choices. Chipotle offers burrito bowls with chicken, black beans, brown rice, and vegetables that provide protein, fiber, and healthy fats. At Subway, a 6-inch turkey breast sandwich on 9-grain wheat bread without cheese and condiments is one of the healthiest options available. Even some items at McDonald's are better than others. A simple McDonald's hamburger has only 250 calories and is lower in fat and sodium than most other menu items. If you must eat there, skip the large meals, skip the fries, choose apple slices instead, drink water instead of soda. But the best alternative? Meal prep at home. With frozen vegetables, canned beans, lean meats, and whole grains, you can prepare healthy meals in less time than it takes to go through a drive-thru. Salads, grilled chicken, baked potatoes, omelets. These meals are fast, cheap, and actually good for you. Companies like Panera Bread, Sweetgreen, and Chipotle focus on fresher ingredients, real vegetables, fewer chemicals. They cost a bit more than McDonald's used to cost. But now that McDonald's prices are so high, these healthier options cost about the same. So why not choose health? 10. The future of fast food and your health. So what does all this mean? Where do we go from here? The truth is, the fast food industry is changing. It has to change. People are demanding better. McDonald's promised to remove toxic chemicals from packaging by 2025. Other chains are being forced to do the same. But is this enough? What about the ingredients in the food itself? What about the addictive levels of salt and sugar? What about the portions that are way too big? Obesity will result in up to $9.1 trillion in excess medical expenditures over the next 10 years. $9 trillion. That is not just about individuals being sick. That is about our entire healthcare system being overwhelmed. Our economy is being drained. Our future generation is becoming unhealthy. The power is in your hands. Every time you choose where to eat, you are voting. You are telling companies what you want. When you choose health, companies have to respond. When enough people say no to chemicals and yes to real food, the industry has to change. Your children are watching. What you eat, they will eat. The habits you build now will shape their entire lives. Do you want them to grow up thinking fast food is normal? Or do you want to teach them that real food, healthy food, is what their bodies deserve? McDonald's is losing customers because people are waking up. They are learning the truth. They are choosing health over convenience. They are choosing their families over golden arches. And you can too. So here we are. You now know the truth. McDonald's is losing millions of customers, not because of bad luck, not because of the economy alone, but because people are finally understanding what fast food really does to their bodies. The toxic chemicals in packaging that stay in your blood forever. The ingredients that belong in a lab, not in your stomach. The E. coli outbreak that hospitalized dozens and killed someone. The massive increases in obesity and diabetes. The mental health effects on children. The sky-high prices that make no sense. All of this is driving people away. But remember, this is not just about McDonald's. This is about your health, your family's health, your future. Every meal is a choice. Every bite matters. And now that you know the truth, you cannot unknow it. What will you choose? Will you keep eating food filled with chemicals? Will you keep supporting companies that profit from making you sick? Or will you choose something better? Will you cook at home? Will you find healthier alternatives? Will you put your health first? The answer is up to you. But one thing is clear. More and more Americans are making the healthy choice. They are walking away from fast food, they are taking control of their health, and you can join them. If this video opened your eyes, hit that subscribe button. Share this with your family and friends. They deserve to know the truth too. Leave a comment and tell us, will you still eat at McDonald's after learning all this? What are your favorite healthy alternatives? We want to hear from you. Remember, your health is your wealth. Protect it, cherish it, because once it is gone, no amount of money can buy it back. Stay healthy, stay informed, and keep fighting for a better future for you and your family.